I'd like to call to order the town board. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Deteen.
Here. Here.
Trustee Fisher.
Here.
Trustee McDowell.
Here.
Trustee McKinney.
Here.
Chairman Neal.
Here, can we begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Your agenda changes. We did the swearing in already prior to the 12:01 a.m. Changing of the technical guard. So we will be removing that from the agenda. Do we need a motion for that? Yes. Is there a motion?
Could you say that again, please?
Just to remove from the agenda the swearing in.
Oh, right.
We did that on Friday, actually.
All right, so moved. Second.
Motion a second. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Deteen.
Aye.
Trustee Fisher.
Aye.
Trustee McDowell.
Aye.
Trustee McKinney.
Aye.
Chairman Neal.
Aye. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the public hearing held on April 18, 2017 at 6:15 p.m. and a regular meeting held on April 18, 2017 at 6:35 p.m. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Deteen.
Aye.
Trustee Fisher.
Aye.
Trustee McDowell.
Aye.
Trustee McKinney.
Aye.
Chairman Neal.
Aye. Item 7, citizens' comments. Yes, sir.
Now, if the supervisor will remember, last Wednesday, Representative Snyder had a meeting at Township offices, and I believe, if memory serves, he or I recall one of his people would be there on second and fourth Wednesdays of the month.
The second Wednesday of the month from 2 until 4 o'clock.
I would ask them if the supervisor is going to have that published in the Zion Benton paper, that schedule, because I don't know, the only reason I knew about it was I got the robocall.
Right, right.
So will that be published in the paper? Can that be
Yes,
published?
yes. I have it on good word that it can and it will.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mo. Thank you, sir. So,
Good evening. I'm Clyde McLemore, a citizen here in the Zion Township. 15 years ago, I ran short on a utility bill, so I had a cutoff notice. So I reached out to the township office for help. I had a job and everything to show that I just ran a little short and I could get back on my feet if I get a little help. I think it was $160. I was trying to get some help with the township. 3 days afterwards, and I personally met with our township supervisor when I came. I received a letter telling me I couldn't receive any assistance because they done a background check on me. And first of all, I was never asked about my background because I never concealed it, I never lied. You know, could ask me that. When I came in, try to get some assistance. Right now, I'm dealing with, at that time, a handicapped son, and I'm trying to get my electricity bill paid. So it didn't happen. Just so happened, man, God just said things gonna happen because I hit the lottery like the day after I got the letter to pay my electric bill, you know, about $500, so I had a little bit left over, you know. But it made me start investigating the township. You know, why a citizen who's being productive, who's working a job, got a handicapped son, couldn't get $160 assistance to pay a utility bill. So I get this funny letter. Well, everybody know I'm a recovering addict, 20 years clean. If God blessed me to see July 23rd, I'll have 20 years clean. But in my past, I got busted with pipes and stuff like that. So poor, dope fiend. We take deals to get out of jail. We don't know. So therefore, these drug convictions, and then I come to find out, our township just pulls out these different laws. The war on drugs that Reagan brought says that we can't help you. But a murderer or a child molester who go to jail to do their time, they can get help. They can get service. Now, who's more likely to sell drugs? Young Afro-Americans, because they flood our communities with it. Who's most likely to mess with children? Caucasians, because they sick with that thinking. Not racial, just reality. You know? So I read, and y'all know I've been into this little war with Sherry. Guess what? I stand here today to tell you, Sherry, I ain't even in war with you. I'm in war with every one of you board members and the mayor who sat there for 4 years and say, well, I ain't voted on this, so I had to do that. You was a council member for 4 years. How could you not see the misappropriations of the money? Now, I'm trying to get a $169 utility bill paid. And Larry, I like you. But to find out you buying $760 worth of Green Bay memorabilia?
780.
790. Well, I mean, and then pictures on the wall, $360, and you use it for office supplies? Come on now. I was really hurting when I asked for that 169. That's why I've been at you for that $169 15 years ago. Because I felt that being a citizen in this city, to be productive in this township, I'm not breaking no laws, I'm doing everything right, I'm raising a family, and I should be able to get assistance. But I see why we don't have the funds. Because the misappropriation. And I really think that I thought tonight was going to be your swearing in. Because I wanted to see your bond slip, because before you can say the oath, you need to give the clerk a bond that's according to the election law. And since y'all went and did it on Friday and didn't let the public know, I wondered, did y'all see her present the clerk a bond? Because it might not be much to you, like Larry says, $780. Do you remember Miss Caldwell down in Clarksville?
Mr. McLemore, we have a meeting and we only have
Okay,
20
do you
minutes, so we
remember
need you to finish it up. We need you to close your
do you
comments,
remember
please.
Miss Caldwell's who buying horses with the people's money and stuff? And all that? She was buying stables and horses and everything like that. I'm not saying that Sherry stole that much, but she misappropriated. A dime is too much. And I'm asking that you board members take responsibility and get itemized of what's happening. Because I sat here last one, and she was talking about some shirts for the kids, and Mr. Ryerson had pointed out, we ask for itemized when you ask for money. And I'm asking you board members, because look, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. You see, I've been on this for 15 years. I'm not giving
Is
up.
there a time limit for citizens'
No, it's
comments
not.
for?
Now, you can't make one. You can make one, but right now it's not.
Right, there isn't, but Mr. McLemore,
But
we need to
so
finish the
give me
meeting.
my time. So give me my
All
time.
right, you've had 10
See,
minutes.
let's get some laws around here. Give me my time. Now,
Yeah,
after this
you're making a point
meeting,
that we
you
need
can
to-
have it. I didn't come here to clown. I
We
clowned
need to
last
make a policy
time.
for-
And you might not want to hear me, but you need to hear
No,
this.
we have a meeting to.
You know what I'm saying? You are elected official. You need to hear this. It's money being misappropriated. And you tell me I got a meeting? Forget that. I came here in peace. I clowned last month. I ain't come here to clown. I just come to, maybe you can look at, damn, Clyde might got something to say. He might be real. I don't give up on them, but when I tax something, I'm straight. Ain't no opens on that. Last month, you told me wasn't no misappropriation. So you know what I think about what you say, Mr. McDowell. When you said there's no misappropriation. So you agree with this. Thank y'all for letting me speak.
Are there any other citizens' comments?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, and this broad go right up.
Excuse me,
Oh,
excuse
man.
me. You had your moment, sir.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
State your name,
For all the hard
please.
work you've done for the community, all of you, and for the abuse you've taken. I see no misappropriations. I would like to see a better differentiation between personal and public expenses. I have seen no misappropriation, so thank you.
You pay your time. So I
Any
guess
other,
I pay
any
your
other
portion.
citizens' comments?
Is there a sergeant at arms?
Do you know the rule of order? There's not one.
That's a shame.
Okay, my name is Clarissa Walker. I'm a 46-year resident of the city of Zion. And I have to disagree. It is misappropriation. Because number one, here I am, a senior citizen. I retired here a few years ago. I just had a battle with AT&T over my bill. If I could piggyback on the city, I'm sure I could get a lower rate. It would be nice to. I pay just for cable, my computer, and my telephone almost $200 a month. Well, that was the bill that I got because I had like one of their little deals. When the deal expires, then you get this big bill. Then you got to find another. Even though I've been a customer of AT&T for 40-some years, we don't see, nothing means anything anymore. Everything is greed. And you guys sit here and draw these big salaries. You make over $80,000 a year. You should be able to pay your phone bill. If I can pay it out of what I get a month, you should be able to pay yours. So it is misappropriation. And then I take offense at everybody seems to have this entitlement thing. And so we're the little piggies here, we keep paying. Well, you guys, I'm sorry, you guys have like cooked the bacon. I think we're about finished here. And every one of you on this board, some of you are new, but the ones that were here before, you're brand new. I hope you do a better job. You need to take a look at this. Pictures for walls and whatever. When people are trying to pay their taxes, they keep going up. And trying to feed their children and whatever else. Most of them, I don't know what your demographics exactly are here for Zion, but I would bet most of the property owned here is senior citizens. We're trying to hold on to our property until we die. And I mean, I'm 68 now, how much more have I got? But I mean, come on, people, you gotta do a better job. And you guys sit here and say you go over these bills. You don't even know how many cell phones you got. Do the rest of you have your cell phones on these bills too? Do you know what you got? I was an IT specialist. I took care of phones and whatever for the federal government. We knew what we had. Blackberries, computers. You guys act like the equipment that you get from our money is yours. It's not. So when your memorabilia, do you take that home when you leave your job or does it stay on the wall? So I mean, come on.
It stays here.
I appreciate the time, but I'm saying, I sit here, I come to meetings, I'm sure you see me here. I'm trying, but this is hard to swallow. I have to tell you guys that. I'm very disappointed.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other citizens' comments? Hearing none. The next item on the agenda is authorized bills for payment. I have before you the entire bill, and those of you who ask for it, get the entire check register to be able to go through. There is one thing that actually,
Actually, I don't think I have that. Sorry.
did you get that for
The
Chris
check
Ryan?
register, I did not get that.
Everything I left on the dais for keep it in there.
Got the budget fiscal year 20.
This is your.
Is it tagged on to the end? This is all the city.
Well, you didn't get the township?
I didn't get the township.
Oh, that must be in the document.
I don't even know what my mailbox is yet.
Okay, that.
We'll take care of that issue.
Okay.
You can take, you can get this. We do get the check register every month, so all of the bills that have been paid by the township, we get a detailed itemization of every single bill. So we do review it.
Okay.
If I can just borrow this for a minute, Mike. Just look for it real quick. Yeah, check registry.
So that was why I wanted to meet with you, Chris, just to make sure you had it and that we could go over with it, so. We didn't have
Unfortunately,
time before
I
then, but yeah.
had a
we-
conflict.
Yeah, we can make sure that we do that, you know, in the future, and we'll make sure that you have all of that. in your
Yeah, this
record.
is what I was looking for, the disbursements for the month,
Yep, there you go.
so.
Okay,
I got spoiled on the water district,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
they
good.
they had everything down to the paper clips, so.
Yep, so perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
There were no paper clips purchased this time.
No.
I think you can make those last for a while.
A lot of
so.
ink. There was a lot of ink purchased in this one, so. Okay, is there a motion?
Thank you.
Trustee Deteen, would you like to make the motion for the finances?
I move that they be approved. This afternoon, I went over to the township offices and met with the township supervisor and the assessor. We went over the bills there, and I respectfully request that the board approve a total of bills for this month for $64,040.59.
Second?
Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Catine?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee McKinney?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Next item on the agenda is consider approval of the budget for May 1, 2017 through April 30, 2018. And you have a number of things in front of you. One is the two-page breakdown, and I included in it our actual end of year, what we budgeted for this year, and then what we recommend the budget be for next year. And so you can see in each of the categories, we have under the, well, so that said, and then you also have the official budget, that's a number of pages that has the breakdown of all of the different, each of the accounts.
Yeah.
That's a lot more detailed in it. And so that actually gives, so if you look at the town fund, one of the things that Trustee McDowell had asked us to do this year, this year, was to try and make a balanced budget and so the business manager, Brittany Doxey, and I sat down and we went through the town fund and we were able to do that. And if you look at this account, this page, if you go through, so town fund, the beginning balance is $350,000. And then with the other revenues, we would actually have $628,473 additional. So, and total expenses is we're looking at, let me just make sure this is, that's, okay, so total expenses is $622,277. So we were able to bring the town fund into an alignment with budgeting what we bring in. So we bring in, let me just find this, we will be bringing in tentatively $628,473, and the budget is for $622,277.
Thank you for the work you've done on balancing the town fund.
Yeah.
But my concern is the general assistance fund,
Yeah,
which
so
is-
now moving to the GA fund. And so just to share with everybody, so let me find that sticky note. Since 2010-11 budget, we've been able, under the town fund, to remove $521,777. Our budget went down 45% on the town fund. So that we've been able to shave this off and make this in the black is just phenomenal, and I'm proud of the fact that we were able to do that. We spent a lot of time under the General Assistance Fund, and the General Assistance Fund is a different animal. That's the way that it works is anybody that comes in for help, all right, so if a general assistance, somebody that qualifies for general assistance comes in, we can't say, oh, sorry, we don't have the money. Anybody that qualifies for general assistance, we, by state mandate, serve. And so emergency assistance, it can be based on the budget, but general assistance, it cannot.
Well, if we don't have the money, then how
Then
can
we take it out, then we find some.
Take it out of the town fund?
We take it out of
You can take it
somewhere
out of some other fund? Okay.
And so, which means coming back with a new budget and to do those things. So, so that said, the same thing with the medical. So right now, we're at an interesting time because a lot of people have medical insurance, right, federal medical insurance, but there's still some individuals that do not, and if they become a GA client and they do not have medical insurance, the township is their medical insurance. So we have a catastrophic insurance plan, but the deductible is $25,000. So we have to have that in the budget, even though we've never had to spend it, it still has to be in there. So to try and, okay, both of those said, when you look at what we have in reserves for the General Assistance Fund, we have in reserves $275,000 in the General Assistance Fund. So we anticipate bringing in $235,000, and our total expense is about $310,000. So if you just look at the money that we're bringing in this year and the expenses, it does not, it is not equal, but with the reserves that we have, we do have the money in the budget, so we are passing a balanced budget.
Okay, so where are the reserves in this budget?
So if you look on this page, and mine is not numbered, so it's titled General Assistance Fund, so it's 4 pages from the back, and the title says General Assistance Fund.
Okay, so we
So
have
beginning balance
a
is-
beginning balance of $275,000 in the General Assistance Fund.
Yes.
So is that part of the cash that we have at PNC Bank?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
All right, so that's how the cash in PNC is broken up.
By
350 in the township, 275 in general assistance.
Yeah.
And
34 in Social Security and 122 in IMRF.
okay.
Okay. So even though with what we're bringing in and what we're expending this year, it's not, but with the General Assistance Fund, it's dangerous to try and do that until we have the money to be able to do that. And we've moved a long way. The General Assistance Fund, actually, since 2010-11, has been cut 52%. So we have come a long way. We've actually cut $254,245 off of that budget, but to try and make up the rest of that, and I can, if you look at each of the areas, we have contractual services, we've lowered that $13,000. Operating expenses, we've lowered that $8,000. Public support, we increased that by $9,000. And then the other page. And then community support, we raised that to $11,000. So under the administration, we've been able to shave off quite a bit, but there's more need, and so we need to make the room for that need.
All right.
In the rest of that.
Sherry, would it put the township in any kind of hardship if we tabled this budget until our next meeting? Would you be limited on what you could spend if we tabled it?
I'm curious for what purpose we would need to table.
I would really like to understand a little bit more. Like, for example, in the General Assistance Fund, last year we spent $128,533. So that's, we budgeted $134,130, but this year we're expecting to spend $150. And I guess I'd like to understand a little bit more. If we're only spending $128,500, why would we budget 150?
So the
That
change.
was gonna be my question too, why the
Right.
jump from 128 to 150 on personnel?
So it's in the same situation. This is with medical insurance. There's some crazy stuff going on with medical insurance, and so we do a high deductible, but the rates are going up, and we don't know what they will be. So last year, what we budgeted, so it was 134, and it came in at 128. We did not budget the amount that the insurance said that it was going to be because of the deductibles. We have a new business manager, and she does not feel comfortable not budgeting what the payout could be if there were a catastrophic situation in the family. So we never spend that money, we've never spent that money, but in order to budget that to be fiscally responsible in that if that were the situation, we would have to pay that.
How much of the deductibles for staff does the township cover
How much?
on the health insurance? So
So all staff pay out 10% of their medical,
okay.
so, and then the rest is covered.
Well, I
So,
mean,
but we
last
have a-
year in that category, we spent 36,578. And this year, you're saying that our premiums have gone up, and so we're gonna budget 49?
So according to, hang on, I've got it right here. According to, we have 2 family plans, all right? And the total amount that could be expended with deductibles, could, not would, but could, is $49,664. So that's the maximum of that. And so that's why Brittany wanted to raise it some to be able to cover that just in case,
Yeah.
God forbid, we end up with a kid with cancer or something that goes on.
I appreciate the work that you and your staff have done on this budget. And because I just got the detailed one now, my preference would be to table it until our next meeting, unless it would be a hardship for you. We could always amend this budget, can we not? If we approve this
Diane, when do
budget,
we
can we
need to-
always amend it?
Okay, so we could do it in June. We could do, how long would it take you to double check? Oh, okay. So we don't know the answer to that for sure. So yes, I would believe, and I feel very confident when I called you earlier,
Sure.
that when you sit down and look at it, I'm
I
very
understand
confident
the,
you will agree.
the reserves that we have, but
Right.
I guess the process, and
Yeah,
like
that's
Commissioner
good.
Fisher noted, just the difference in what we spent and then what we're budgeting, and
Yeah.
there are other categories
Right.
like that.
Well, and just so that you do know, that is the only category that went up. Every other category went down substantially, except for in the public support, which is direct service. So under contractual services and other operating expenses, that went down 13,000 and 8,000, so.
You mean
21
general assistance is the only category that went up, or?
So in general assistance, if you look at the sheet, on the bottom, under contractual services, the budget for the year that just ended was 38,000. We spent 23, so we lowered the budget to 25.
Yeah,
26.
well, I mean, public support went up.
Public support, that's direct service.
Community support went up.
Right, that's direct service. Right, in areas where there was a need in the community to make sure that we have the funds to cover the need that's going on in the community.
Yeah.
But anywhere where it's administration, we made sure that we shaved it down to the penny in order to do the best that we could. So, and like I said, so if you look at this year's, looking at today's financials, under the general assistance fund, end of, wait, that's not the right one. I've got too many papers here. Here we go. If you look at, let me just find the final pages. So for the end of year, what we budgeted was, the annual budget was 303,280, and year-to-date actual was 225. So every single year, we've needed to budget higher, but we never come in at that. So the budget and the actuals never are, but we need to take into consideration things that could happen, in situations where we need to have that extra funds, so. Are there any other, trustee Deteen or McKinney, or
Nothing. I didn't hear you.
just any questions or
No.
comments, or?
No.
thoughts in discussion?
I'm going to just ask, would it put the township in any hardship if we tabled this and approved it next meeting?
Right, and I do not know the answer to that. Diane believes,
I believe you have until July, but I'm not absolutely certain.
right. So I have no problem tabling it if we need to.
Well, I would feel more comfortable tabling it. I would, just because I'm just getting this data now, and I'd like to spend some more time
Right.
looking at it. So that's going to be my motion, that we table this until our next meeting.
Okay, do we have a motion on the table?
No.
So is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Deteen?
Okay. All right.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee McKinney?
Aye.
Chairman Yang?
And just recognizing your hard work and, what you did with the town fund, and I think I understand that, but just the rest of it, I want
Yeah,
to understand.
no, and I have no problem. If any of you guys want to come and sit down, I appreciate, we spent quite a bit of time going over it with trustee Deteen to make sure that we were on the same page and doing the best that we could with it. We are out of time, so, let me just find the agenda.
Well, you provided us with a written report for your,
Yes, there is a written report. Hang on, let me find the rest of it. Here we go. So, discussion regarding Harris Policy Labs. I met with Larry Booth, the new Township Supervisor for Benton Township, and talked to him extensively about the Harris Policy Labs. And what he asked was if he could have a couple of months to get familiar with the township, and what he would really like to do, instead of starting out with a public meeting, really hone in on it. Take a look at it and find out what are the expenses, what are the costs, what are the pros, what are the cons, and do a little bit more inside research between us to find out what the benefits and the preventatives are for it, and have a real conversation about what the stumbling blocks are.
Yeah, I agree with
To
that.
do that. So if everybody's good with that, then we will just, I told Larry, give him a couple of months, and then he said we could start meeting every 2 weeks and just go over it and start asking some harder questions, and just to find out what really is the pros and the cons of it. So if everybody's okay with that, is the next steps for that. So I'll run that by the mayor also, moving forward. Assessor's report?
Real quick, obviously everybody knows the tax bills are out. First installment is due by 6/6, second installment 9/6. I did a little report, and it looks like most tax bills went up around 5.5% to 6%. I'm working on my work for 2017. Looks like we should be done in about mid-June. We're going to turn our books into the county, and we should be published in July. Again, as I said before, the values are going to go up over 10% this year. I made my little fancy charts that have the pie charts. It shows where all the spending goes and the tax rates. And the good news is in District 3, we're not number one as far as tax rate. North Chicago beat us, but we're still number one in District number 6. So I think, Mona, are you going to publish these charts?
I will. It won't be this week.
Okay. If anybody wants them, I have copies of them. I'd be more than happy to give them to you. It just kind of shows you the tax rates between different communities, and sometimes it's pretty shocking. That's it. Yes?
No.
You want one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've got a few here, so if anybody wants them, I'd be more than happy to give them to you.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Okay, and then the last item is a supervisor's report. You have your regular report with the monthly services that we provide and a page of different things. And just skimming down to let everybody know, we are continuing to do the LAHEAP appointments every Wednesday from 2 until 4 o'clock. LAHEAP ends on May 31st. So that will be the last day that we do it. If they have summer cooling available, the way that it works is they notify us. It's like a 2-week window. It's not very big window at all. We will put that out. We do a township e-newsletter if anybody wants to call in, and then we have arrangements with each of the senior buildings that we will make it a point, Adriana and I will go over to the buildings and process those applications at the senior buildings to make sure that they get those in. Skimming down, as Mr. Bremner mentioned, the second Wednesday of the month, We will have a staff member from Congressman Brand Snyder and a staff member from Senator Melinda Bush in our office every single second Wednesday of the month, so you can stop in, you can call them and make an appointment. And we had a couple of residents that sat down and they took care of their situation pretty quickly. So, Senior Resource Day was phenomenal. We had 205 seniors that really enjoyed it, and 41 vendors. Any seniors that did not attend, we created a resource guide with all of the agencies that were at the event. So if you would still like that information to be able to reach out when you're looking for a resource, we have those at the township that anybody can get. Summer work program, we did the interviews this last week. We interviewed 35 14 and 15-year-olds, and we have never been more excited about a program in our life. These kids are phenomenal. I mean, they are all, almost every single one of the kids were leaders in their own right. They are so excited for the program, just really excited to be working with these kids. A lot of the teachers worked hard this year to make sure that the kids knew to apply. They all came dressed to the nines and had all their stuff ready, and just really proud. If anybody, you need to get to know the kids in our community because we have some amazing kids. The Zion Township team, the things that we are focusing on moving forward is marketing. We want to revamp the website to include the applications for general assistance and emergency assistance, so that individuals that are working during the day and can't get to us, they can actually download the application, complete it, and get it to us to be able to get assistance. We're redesigning and creating new brochures in English and in Spanish. We're scheduling outreach presentations to educate different groups. We're going to continue the annual open house. And I was asked to work with the city to look at getting signage on Sheridan Road for the township. So I'll be talking more to you about it in your other role. Sure. We're maximizing the space at the township, including having agencies, including what I shared earlier, collaborating to bring resources to the community. For those who are looking to start small businesses. And we are looking at hosting workshops at the township addressing various issues and needs. And then additionally, we're working on seeing how we can bring interns to the community, because we have a staff of 4 and an overloaded workload, and so we're looking for some creative ways that we can add to the help without adding to the budget. So, and just a shout out to the Healthy Youth for Swarm It Forward, for coming over and doing the mulching at the township. It looks phenomenal. And then one last thing, I left each of you this boot camp flyer, and if at all possible, I would really appreciate it if we could look at all of us going to the township officials boot camp for new and returning elected officials together, so that we can all get on the same page moving forward with some of the different things. Unfortunately, the one in Lisle, Naperville, I have jury duty that week. But if you guys can all go to that, or if we could make the one in Rockford, either one, I would really appreciate if we could look at that. Whew. Okay, that's it. So is there anything else to come before the town board? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion second. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Matee?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee McKinney?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Meeting adjourned.